to Terrence Howard, Will Smith, Kanye West. It was one more we forgetting.
Will Smith, Kanye West, Terrence Howard, and
We'll just start with
anybody.
We'll start with them three. Or any man who feels like I have been out of pocket with you. Let's talk about it on the 5150 show. Because I know Kanye has shown me love. And I've said things about Kanye when I was very disappointed at some of the things he did. But I will say this about Kanye. I am impressed and in awe of the courage he has to say some of the things he says.
Right.
Now, some of this shit, I'll be like, oh, boy, you wild. I am impressed and awe at some of the things he has to say, because some of the things he has to say are on point. In fact...
Well, the thing about
Joe
kids.
Budden was the other one.
Yeah, Joe Budden. Yeah. That was the other one. In fact, like what was you saying, D, about some kids?
I'm saying that it's kind of sad. It is sad that even though he's out there doing what he does, he's Kanye West and all that, but he's saying that he is not allowed to see his children. I don't like that.
Old girl plugged in California.
Right.
Yeah, that's her.
You know what I mean when I say that? Do we have to go further?
Robert Kardashian.
Yeah, they plugged in California. I know they're making it hard, especially Kanye, with him being somebody who's got the Chicago roots.
I feel like
I talked to his manager, and we might surprise the nation and have Kanye on the show. Remember we burned them Yeezys?
Yeah.
There was things that happened with Kanye I was disappointed as a black man for. But what I am saying is this. With Kanye, there were things Will Smith did I was disappointed as a black man. Let me tell you something. The thing that hurt me the most about Will Smith is when that dude, August
Alsina,
when he was bragging about spending time with Will's family and didn't get slapped. That's what I was tripping on. But like I say, I know people who are very close to Will Smith, and they told me that thing with Chris Rock wasn't just something that happened that night. From what I understand, it was more to it. I'm open to talk to Will Smith. First of all, let me tell everybody out there, Will Smith a big motherfucker. And he ain't no little motherfucker. I'm talking about he ain't scrawny. Will Smith ain't no joke. Will Smith be in the gym. You get what I'm saying? Will Smith was a real action star. You saw when he was running in the first, what was the first movie? With him and Martin? What did they shit? They franchise they got
Boys,
together. The Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Will Smith ain't no joke. Even though I have said things about Will Smith and I got fired up. I was so mad that certain things went. But I believe Will Smith is intellectual enough where we can have a conversation about it, and it might be time for us to have a conversation about it, because here's the truth. I'm not at war with Will Smith, even though mentally I was so frustrated at one time I said something. I'm not at war with Kanye, even though mentally I was so frustrated mentally at times when he said Donald Trump was my father and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It got under my skin, but I'm not at war with these brothers. Joe Budden, I'm not at war with Joe Budden. I just believe Joe Budden is living a life where, unfortunately, he has to hide a part of his sexuality, and I believe that can make you bitter. Terrence Howard, I have nothing against Terrence Howard. I don't know Terrence Howard like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who is that in the other part? That's Kanye, Will, and who else?
Drake.
God damn, why y'all show that picture? Will, you got to explain that picture if I see you in person. No, I'm fucking with you. Listen, this is what you got to understand. These are still our brothers. I'm talking about, just think about that. Remember, Corey's a little older. I'm wise enough to know Will Smith, Joe Budden, Kanye, Terrence Howard, we are all still brothers. And I give you credit for that. I hope you give me credit for that, because when I'm in your face, I'm not going to talk disrespectfully to you, and we might be able to come to a conclusion where the people can see solidarity amongst the brothers.